Hey everyone, welcome to TnSportsChat presented by Lehigh Valley Health Network. I'm Matsinko. Flying solo this week, so bear with me, but we have a lot to cover, a lot of action last week, a lot going on so far this week. Just thinking about what was going on the track and field front, we had a lot of big performances last Friday at the Blue Raider Invitational at Tamaqua. Marian's Capparell came away with 2 wins. Lehighton's Tamir Spencer came away with 2 wins. Capparell showed fine form in both the 800 and the 1600, winning both, setting invite records in both events. She's not far off of breaking 5 minutes in the 1600, which is incredible, and it's an event obviously that she's been very good at, state qualifier, and she's not far off of those times that she's been running. I had a chance to catch up with Tina and get her thoughts on the performance.
I just PR'd in the 800 and my 1600. I'm 1 second off where I was in States, so I'm really excited to be running like this early in the season. I'm really surprised. I didn't think I'd be where I was this early. My goal is to break 5 in the mile, and I'm 6 seconds off it, so I'm going to keep trying for that. Well, this past winter I came off a stress fracture and I just kind of went right into the indoor season. I went to indoor states and I got 6th in the mile there. And just coming off that, I feel like really propelled me into what I'm running this year. I feel like the mile is probably my main focus.
Yeah.
But the 800 definitely helps a lot of speed. It's definitely a lot higher. I'm a senior now, I had a lot of experience, and I'm ready for it.
That was Marian's Capparell talking about her night at Tamaqua last Friday. We also had a couple of kids do really well in the throwing events. Palmerton's Chris Fredericks, Jim Thorpe's Jason Scott did well in the javelin and the discus respectively. Chris, both actually last attempt, last throw, came away with gold medals, and they really came up big when they needed it the most. Chris with a big time PR, 186.11, which is massive, one of the top throws in the state this year. Here's Chris talking about his performance.
It was a really nice day today. It was definitely a day that we haven't had in a while, and it was a good day to PR. And like my first couple throws were all right. They were PRs for the season, but they weren't a lifetime PR. And my last throw, I just relaxed a lot, and I just let my training take over, and I threw the 186. I was sitting third with 172 something, and I saw the kid that was in first. He threw a 183, and I just said to myself, I know what I can do, and I just had to let everything. I had to let everything build up to what I did. It's an awesome feeling knowing that I can be able to rely on what I do to help me push out a big throw and come in and lead with that. It's awesome. Just a lot of hard training, and thanks to my coaches, I was able to bust out a big one at the end.
That was Chris talking about what he did at Tamaqua last Friday, and we also had Jason, who came up in a really big spot. Last throw of the event in the discus, and he found the distance that he needed. Didn't crack, certainly under pressure, and posted a big time throw and was able to come away with the gold medal. And here's Jason talking about Tamaqua last Friday.
It means a lot. I've been practicing hard to just get to this point. 1600 meter run. It feels really great. I got my mark on the 4th throw, the last one, so it was coming down to that last throw, and I was just so happy when I heard them say what it was. Sitting around probably 4th or 5th place before that, so it was awesome. It just felt really good. So because it's a beautiful day, it's just nice out. So.
That was Jason talking about Friday at Tamaqua, but we also had another Lehighton athlete, Jake Petit-Clair, did really well in the 400, won that event, also did well with Lehighton in 2 different relays where the Indians took 2nd, but Jake is on really good form so far this year in the 400, and here's Jake talking about his night last Friday at Tamaqua.
Good to come out tonight and get a good win. With the conditions lately, with the wind, it's been hard to run fast times, but come out here tonight and run a good time. Felt really good. I feel good. My top speed definitely feels good, but my sprint endurance can get better throughout the season. But it definitely helps a lot in practice. We're always pushing each other in practice. We're really just helping each other by pushing each other. Definitely to keep continuing to work hard, because I would like to make states in the 400 and definitely my 4x14 go to states.
That was Jake talking about his performance on Friday. Indians also had a big time performance from Kaya Slaw, came away with a gold medal. It was a big night for a lot of area athletes, and this week we have even more track action. Jim Thorpe will host his annual Olympian invite on Friday. We also have 2 other invitationals that will have area schools participating. We have the ASD Allentown School District Invitational Friday night at J. Bernie Crum. And then we also have the East Stroudsburg University Invitational, which is coming up again on Friday. So in Pleasant Valley, we'll be there. So we have a lot going on the track and field front, and hopefully if this weather keeps cooperating, we'll get more big time throws and big time PRs from all of our kids. But just thinking about baseball, talked a little bit last week about Northwestern, which has been so good at the plate, on the mound, a bunch of different kids that have been contributing in both areas. And since a 7-4 loss to Southern Lehigh on April 5th, the Tigers they're 8-1. They're on a 5-game winning streak, and they're outscoring opponents 55-11 during that run, which is remarkable. The Colonial League is obviously really tough, but Northwestern has shown an ability to shut opponents out and light up the scoreboard. So, head coach Darren Perino is excited about what he has there with the Tigers. Marian, though, also playing really good baseball. The Colts sit at 6-1, also on a 5-game winning streak since an 11-1 loss to Bloomsburg on April the 7th. And during that run, they've outscored opponents 50-8, which is, again, just a team that won a district title last year. Head coach Tony Radoka knows how to get these kids ready, knows how to get them prepared. Obviously, they haven't missed a beat. A lot of really young talent. Lost Danny Keir, our player of the year last year, but a lot of really young, good talent back for the Colts this year, and they've been as advertised so far. On the softball front, Tamaqua suffered its first loss of the season over the weekend against Whitehall. But again, the Blue Raiders, Jada Shellhammer, pitching has been almost untouchable. It's another team that is battle tested, postseason tested, has been there, done that. So they get another chance to kind of bounce back this week. Had a game that was supposed to be against North Schuylkill. Friday they do play Lehighton, which is a great double local. Softball, baseball for both. So look for the Lady Raiders to get back on track and continue their winning ways that they've shown so far early in the season. And again, Northern Lehigh, another team that was in a district championship game last year. Reigning player of the year, Caitlin Hoffman, has been great at the plate, in the circle, doing a lot for the Bulldogs. They are 8-1 currently, and look for them to keep working toward getting back into a district championship game. And I would have to say, if they get another shot at it, they're going to be ready. They already know what it takes. So don't be surprised if the Bulldogs are back there again this year and kind of looking to get a little bit of revenge after a loss to Pine Grove last year. But that's on the baseball softball front. Recently announced we have district tennis starting for area teams coming up next week, which is always exciting in the Class 2A and Class 3A tournaments. In Class 2A, we have several kids that are going to be competing. We have 3 Palmerton players that made it. Nate Andress made it, Mattis Willuhn made it, and Marc Roselli made it. Jim Thorpe has 2 players that made it, Emilio Mercado and John Fedora. And then Lehighton's Maura Phelan also made it. So that's 6 players in the AA bracket that certainly stand a really good chance of doing well on Monday when the tournament begins. On the 3A side, we have 2 Pleasant Valley players that made it. We have Jake Ammermann and Josh Schaffner. So obviously the Bears will be looking to get one or both of those players through and out of the first round. That tournament begins on Monday with first and second round action at Lehigh University. Quarterfinals will be held on Tuesday at Saucon Valley, as will semifinals, and then the championships will be on Thursday back at Lehigh. So look forward to that next week. And on the lacrosse front, I know we don't always get a chance to touch on that a whole lot, but we had a couple of milestones last week for the Pleasant Valley girls lacrosse team. We had Juliana Lopez scored 7 goals in a game to spark Pleasant Valley, which got a 20-8 win over Crestwood on Friday. And she's now passed the 100 goal mark for her career, which is remarkable. And then we also had Alyssa Greco, who had 5 goals and 2 assists in the contest to push her past the 100-point mark for her career. And it's also remarkable that Pleasant Valley is only in its 3rd year of varsity lacrosse competition and going up against a lot of EPC powerhouses that have kind of been there. They kind of know the lay of the land a little bit. They're far more established programs. It certainly speaks to what Pleasant Valley and head coach Tony Bush have done up there in Broadheadsville to kind of bring that program to where it is right now, which is certainly very competitive. You see it with these girls that are having success. So the Lady Bears are certainly doing great things, and obviously it's awesome to see kids have those kinds of accomplishments. So that's on the lacrosse front, but yeah, I mean, we have a lot of things going on right now where we're kind of in the midst of the season. We're not too far away from maybe some league playoffs starting. Nazareth softball team 10-0 already clinched the spot in the District 11 playoffs at 10-0, 10 wins. They're guaranteed a spot in the first team to clinch, which is pretty incredible when you think about how much the schedule has been affected by weather. But Nazareth playing really well in softball so far this year. But we have a lot of teams that I think are going to end up joining Nazareth in the softball field, and then also a lot more to look forward to in baseball as well. So we'll get there when the time comes. But for now, we're just, I guess, just sort of happy to be back in action, and to get some of these games in. A lot of teams have had to play, tennis teams have had to play double headers. A lot of other games just been postponed and playing consecutive days. I know the Jim Thorpe tennis team, I think, was playing a match every day this week, Tuesday through Saturday. Jim Thorpe, I mean, we've had other teams that have had to do similar things and kind of accommodate to get their matches and to get their games in. But everyone's making the best of it, and there's not a whole lot we can do about it right now, but we're just trying to push on. So I think that's everything for this week. Hopefully next week we'll be back with a regular format. If not, maybe we'll have another new look for you. But thank you again for your support and for tuning in to TN Sports Chat presented by Lehigh Valley Health Network. I'm Patrick Matsinko. Thank you again.